Take two. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's like almost 11:30, but still good morning, everyone. I cannot stop coughing because I am sick. Gotta love it. Gotta love going on airplanes and picking up all the germs. But anyway, in this video today, I thought I would attempt to do my own version of an ultimate book video that all the booktubers seem to do. I love watching them, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do one too. You know what? We're just going to see what happens. We are going to start off by reading A Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I just started it. I think I'm only on like 12 pages. So we're going to start reading this book, and I'll just update, I guess, my progress as I go along and see how we go. And also, I want to update my reading journal / diary. I mean, this has got a bit of everything in it, honestly, but I just want to fix a few things up. Like, it looks good, I'm happy with it, but there's just a few spreads that I need to change and just make it so I am a lot more happier with it than what I am. There's definitely, I think there's a spread that I put down, at the middle of reading at the moment that I've tracked, but there's a few things, if you can see, they're just like crossed out and white out everywhere and stuff, so I might try and fix that. And then there's a few pages where I haven't actually, I've decided I'm not going to finish some series, so I've crossed things out, or I've just added the book title and what the book was called and stuff, because I've already had them laid out so that when I got up to that book I could just stick them in, but some of them I'm just not going to read. Like, I decided the whole Da Vinci Code series, I know that's not the first book in the series, but the Dan Brown series or something, I'm not going to read it. I'm not really interested in that anymore. I read one book, the Da Vinci Code, and I just was like, nah, way too controversial for me. I don't want to deal with this. I don't think I could read any other of these books. I think it would just make me feel the same way. So the plan at some point today is to sit down and do a few spreads in my book journal and fix some things up. So when I start doing that, I'll record a few things and we'll go from there. Good morning, everyone. So it is Monday the 9th of June, I think, today, and I think I started this ultimate book video last Friday. I've read up to about 175 pages of Crown of Midnight, and I've decided that this is probably just going to be like a week-long ultimate bookish video. As you can see, I'm still in my pajamas, so first order of business today is to just get dressed. I've already done my routine. I've done everything this morning. I just got back into my pajamas because it's freezing here in Australia now, because we've just come into winter, and I don't know how I feel about it at the moment, but it's so cold. But anyway, we're going to get dressed. Today is going to be like the only day that I'm probably going to go into town, and we'll be going back to work tomorrow, and this is probably the only day I can actually get into town and, you know, do my thing. I'm going to have a look at a few bookshops. I might see how I feel. Maybe I'll get a coffee or something from a cafe. Yeah, I'll just see. I'll see how I feel. Maybe I'll try to sit outside for a bit today too, because it is actually quite sunny, and I would like to get a bit more sun before I go back to working indoors again. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Hello everyone, so I made it home. It's about 3 o'clock, I think 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I have just been kind of sitting down and procrastinating because I have a book video to edit, and for some reason I just keep putting it off. But anyway, so I went into town. The main bookstore I wanted to go to was closed today because I completely forgot that it's a public holiday, and it just slipped my mind, and so I just went to town anyway, and I ended up just going to Big W and Kmart just to have a look around and see if they had anything. I was kind of on a mission to at least get one book, maybe two, that I've been having my eye on. One was a part of a series that I just finished the third book in that series, so I was coming to look for the fourth one because I knew I was definitely going to be reading it as soon as I could. And then another one was having a look at because I wanted to get it while I was overseas, but I just put it off. I said, no, I'm not getting it. I'll just wait till I get home. And I've been thinking about it on and off for ages, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get it. I am in a position, which I'm thankful for, where I can buy books and can get this sort of stuff. I can get new books, but I would always highly suggest looking in op shops and just things like that, because I have found so many of my books from op shops. Like a lot of them are from op shops, and like $2 or $3 a book. Yes, anyway, I only bought 4 books today, and I'm also now in the middle of unhauling a bunch of books that have been sitting on my shelf for a while, and I just know that I'm probably not going to read, and I would rather them go back to an op shop or go to someone that will definitely read them and will enjoy them much more than me, and they don't need to be sitting on my shelf anymore. So yes, with that out of the way, I went to town and went and had a look. I bought 4 books from Big W, I think it was, and I'll quickly go through them for you. So this is the one that I looked at overseas, and the one that I've been thinking about on and off, and finally just gave in and got it. Like, it's been probably a good year or 2 years maybe a good year that I've been thinking about this book, and it's taken me this long to get it, but I thought I would anyway, and that is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. But yeah, Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I've heard so many good things about this book, and I just kept putting it off for so long. I was like, don't need it. So many things that I don't need, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get it. Like, I'm going to read it. I love the concept of it and the idea that you can go back into the past, but you only get to stay there till your coffee gets cold, and then you come back to the present, which, yeah, I don't know. It seems like a very interesting idea, and I want to read it. And that's it. And then this next book, I only got for like $5, but I think it's because it's either been out for so long or the book's a bit damaged, so they've dropped the price on it. Did not expect that. Just went to the cash register and it came up, and I was like, oh, sweet, alright. Love a good deal. But anyway, I have read the first book in this series in January, and I have been kind of thinking about reading this, but I haven't had the second book in the series, so just like, I'll get it when I get it. And that is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo, second book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I've already read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, absolutely loved it, so that's the next book in the series. And then this next book, I read the first book in the series maybe before I went overseas. I think, yeah, in April, around the end of April, I read this, and I did really like it, and it left on a cliffhanger. But I also wasn't in a rush to go get this book or anything. But my friend that I did the buddy read with this book absolutely loved it. She read this book in like a week. She bought the third book and read it in like 2 days, and she's like, "You've got to read it." Like, it's just, I was like, all right, I'll get it. So that is Iron Flame, which is the second book in the Fourth Wing series. You know, I'm keen to get back into this world and just see what's going to happen next, because like I said, it did leave on a bit of a cliffhanger. So I was like, oh, okay. We'll see what happens. And the last book I bought was the fourth book in the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And I honestly devour these books so quickly. So I love these books. I love the Harry Potter series. I love the movies. I am so keen. I've been thinking about this book for ages, since I finished the third one before I went away, and I'm like, I need to get the fourth book immediately when I get home, because I need to get back into this world, because I just love it so much. Like, it's such a classic. But anyway, after that, so yeah, they're the 4 books I got. I will admit I did get a few that I wasn't expecting to get today. I didn't buy anything. I did buy 3 books while I was overseas, but there were 3 French books from Paris, and I'm going to be using them to help me learn and progress in my French. So I'm kind of using those as like a learning tool, and that could just be an excuse to buy more books. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to try and use them to like learn the language, because honestly, like, I've been trying to learn this language for a long time, and I haven't progressed. I can read a lot better than I can speak it, but I thought that it could help me. And I did also talk to some guys that worked in one of the bookshops, and they gave me some recommendations, so I thought I'd try them out. And until then, I've got some things to do, and I'm procrastinating. I don't want to do them, but just do them. I'm just gonna do them. It'll be good. Hello everyone. So today is Wednesday, the 11th, and on Monday I only went book shopping, and I did a bit of a book on haul, which I haven't shown you guys yet, but hello Oreo. This is Oreo. He follows me around like a lost puppy. But anyway, I have been reading a little bit more. And then I went back to work yesterday. I'm going to try and finish Crown of Midnight, because I am up to page 280 of this book, so I'm getting very close to finishing it. Yeah, it's been interesting so far. I don't know if it's just because of everything that's been going on in my life at the moment, but there's been a few parts of this book where it just really lost me, so I wasn't able to keep my attention for as long as I kind of wanted it to. But it's starting to pick up again. Like, I definitely felt a bit removed for a few chapters. I'm kind of seeing what comes next, and yeah, how this book's going to end and lead into the next one. But the next book I have in this series is The Assassin's Blade, so I'll have to wait. I'll read that one third, and then I'll go on to, what is it, Heir of Fire? Yep, have to look at the back of the book to get the names of the books, because I don't remember them off the top of my head. But anyway, so yes, plans today for to do with reading is finish this book, hopefully. I am gonna go do some meal prepping for the rest of the week. And then I'm going to go walk down to the main street and then I'm going to get a coffee or a tea or something, have a look at the bookstore that's attached to this cafe there, and then I am going to go for a walk to the Oval, and I'm just going to sit and just read and just sit outside and get some sun for a little while, because I haven't really done that since I've gotten home from being overseas. So yes, that's the plan of this. So I better get a move on and start my meal prepping and everything, so I can actually go sit on the Oval and do some reading, because I've also been doing just a bit of study as well this morning, so I've been trying to get that done. And also at some point I need to work out and do some painting, because I haven't really painted in like over a month, and I want to set some time today to do that. So much to do, and it's just after 12:30, and I'll be in bed by about 9 o'clock tonight, so I can wake up extremely early to go to work tomorrow. So I'll keep you posted. So there has been a change of plans. It turns out that the bookstore / cafe that I want to go have a look at after I finish meal prepping closes at 1:30, and it is 1:23. So I won't be going to the bookstore / cafe. I am probably just going to go to the local bakery and get a coffee, and then go sit on the Oval still. We got this. It'll be good. It'll still be a nice kind of bookish afternoon. Hello everyone, good afternoon. This is take 2 after having a coughing fit and having to stop filming. Anyway, here we are. It's Sunday, it's the 15th. This is the last update I'm going to give. It's the end of the bookish week, I suppose you could call it. It was definitely spread out through the week, all the bookish stuff I did. I had to keep pushing back doing my book journal, and last night, I finally did it. I think I spent like a good 2 hours just fixing up things I wanted to fix, and just kind of rearranging it a bit, because that was kind of the main thing I wanted to do, was just rearrange some things and fix up some spreads that I just wasn't really happy with. So I've got that here with me, and as you can see in the clips just before this, I kind of showed you a couple things that I fixed up. There was a few spreads that I just kind of put in, because that was just kind of what was in my book journal. Then we finished Crown of Midnight this week, and I think it took me like just under a week to finish one book, so I think that's pretty normal for me, honestly, and sometimes it takes a bit longer depending how busy I am, but I really, really liked this. I did give it, on Goodreads, I think I gave like a 4 stars, because there was a point in time where I got pulled out of it a little bit, unfortunately, but I think as soon as I got like probably another 50 or so pages in, not even, I got sucked right back into it, so it was good. I will do a full review when I do books I read in June and July. That'll come probably at the end of July at some point, or in August. So I'll go more in depth about what I felt about this book. But I love the Throne of Glass series so far. I'm reading, and actually, speaking of what I'm reading now, I've just started The Assassin's Blade, and actually, it's been today's day 3, and I haven't really read anything today, and we just made it to the 3rd story, so I'm already on page 120, I think, or 119, so I'm actually flying through this, and at first I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm really going to be as drawn into this book, because I have been kind of sucked out of the story and the main storyline, the main plot and everything that's going on in the Throne of Glass series, to kind of go back in time and just see kind of what Selena's past was like and everything. But as I'm going through it, I'm learning so much more about her and just her character, and just kind of what she's been through. And there's so much talk about her time with the Robin and her time with Sam and everything like that, so you're actually getting all that backstory in this book, and it's honestly amazing. I really do love it. Like, I love reading about the past and just where I guess how she's kind of gotten to the point that she's gotten to, even though I'm into like the 3rd short story, but it's still kind of funny. Like, there's some interesting scenes in these books, and because they are short stories, you know, you're kind of going from one to the other, so you get to just see a bit more about her past and everything. And you don't get to connect to the other characters as much because they are short stories, but you do get to connect to Selena a bit more, and since she's the main character of this whole series, it's definitely worth it to read. And I'm reading this 3rd, by the way. I think that is a kind of popular way to do it. I think either 1st or 3rd's really popular, and 4th is not so popular, but I don't know. I'm just reading. I think this book definitely left on a good kind of cliffhanger, and it left in a way where I can read The Assassin's Blade and not be like, I need to know exactly what happens next in Air of Fire, like, as soon as possible, which I do want to know, but it's left it in a good place where I can read this and not be like, oh my god, what's happening next, like, how's this going to end? So it's definitely ended on a good note, and I feel, pretty good just taking my time with The Assassin's Blade and going from there. But yes, we've read a 1.25 books this week. Go grab my bag and we'll quickly talk about the books that I'm going to unhaul, and then that'll be the end of this vlog for this week. So I'll be right back. A couple that I probably won't talk about, there's just like some random things and stuff, and some books that friends have given me that I am going to end up reading, so we'll just go through like the main books that I'm DNFing. To start off with, I am getting rid of, not DNFing, unhauling. I'm going to unhaul The Discomfort of Evening. I know I said I was keen to read this because I know I've heard Jack Edwards talk a little bit about it and just say that it's supposed to be very good, and it did win the International Booker Prize in 2020, it says on the cover. I've read reviews about this book, and it is apparently extremely disturbing. It talks about some very serious and very traumatic topics, and just some very, very, I guess, messed up things. Like, it's very just, it's like it takes a certain person to read this and like disconnect from what's been. Don't know if it's like the book for me. Like, I'm pretty sure I could read it and I'd be fine, but I just don't want to. Like, it's just, I've already read like psychological thrillers and stuff in the past, and it makes me cry. Like, it's just horrible to read, and it's just not something I want to read, honestly. Like, I don't know, like, a part of me wants to keep it because a part of me is like, maybe if I get into a certain headspace, I might be able to handle reading it, but another part of me is like, no, maybe just like step away from that genre and just don't read it anymore, because it's really not good for your mental health. And it's not good. Like, it's horrible to read about, and it just makes me like very emotional reading things like this, and I just don't know if I can handle that at the moment. So it's going. And then we've got Strange Companions stuff on like Goodreads and everything. I just couldn't find it anywhere, and I was like, I've already got 2 books that I'm keeping that are from like 1930s or something, so like they're very old books and I wanted to keep them, but I thought someone could actually read this and be fine. Like it's a very old book, but yeah, I don't know. I just thought someone else might want to read it. And then we've got the Fire Main Saga. So these are 3 books: the King of Ashes, Queen of Storms, and Master of Furies. I got this ages ago, and it's just they've been sitting on my shelf for so many months now, like probably since the start of the year, I'd say. And I don't know, I'm kind of like not very interested in reading them anymore. I did get them from an op shop, so I'm just gonna give them back to the op shop. And we've got one that a friend gave me, and then we've also got the Geography of Friendship, which I found at some like bookstore op shop situation when I went away camping one week ages ago, I think last year or something. So it's been on my TBR for a while, and I just haven't read it. And I think it says about 3 women who go on a hike, and basically they face like challenges and everything, and kind of I think something goes wrong and they realize they're not alone, and they have to kind of work together to figure out the situation. And it's just their friendship gets tested and everything, and I'm kind of like, I don't know. Like at the time I was interested in it, but right now, like it's been sitting there for so long, and I'm just kind of like, I'm not really interested in it anymore. And I picked up 9 Perfect Strangers, and then I had a lot of second thoughts about it, and I had read reviews, and just I think when I start to kind of feel like, I don't know if I really want to read this book, I look at reviews and then I see other negative reviews, and I'm kind of like, alright, like it just sets my mind in stone. I'm like, yes, okay, I definitely don't want to read this anymore, so this is going to go back to the op shop where I got it from, and then we'll see what happens. Also another one from an op shop, Eleanor and Park. I think it's like a YA kind of a romance situation. Also got it at the same time I got Geography of Friendship, and now I'm just kind of like, not really interested in it. Like there's just, at the time I was interested, that's why I buy these books, because I am interested at the time, and they're so cheap. I think this was like, I don't know, probably $3 or $4 as well, and now I'm just kind of like, I don't know, it's just, there's just some books that sit on my shelf for a while, and then I look at them and I'm like, I don't know if I want to read that. And then we've got The Great Gatsby, which my friend did give me, but I've already got a copy of The Great Gatsby, so I'm going to give this to an op shop because I've already got a copy. I don't need 2 of them. We've got, actually this is so random, but I've got The Crystal Bible. So it's basically just a book on every single crystal. I don't know, I might give this to someone I know actually who really loves crystals. That might be a good idea actually, instead of giving it to an op shop. I think I've got like my mother-in-law loves crystals, so I might give it to her. I think she would like that, honestly. And lastly, I think I only missed like 2 books. Lastly, we have The Family Upstairs. Now, I bought The Family Remains, and it was a version where it had The Family Upstairs and The Family Remains in the one book, so like it's a huge, massive book. And because I bought that, and at the time I couldn't find The Family Remains in the size that this was, or the small size, like I just couldn't find it as it was, I decided I was like, alright, I'll get the bigger version, and then I will give this version to the op shop. I don't need 2 copies of this. This is it. This is the bookish week, I guess you could call it. Yeah, it's been a good week, and I have enjoyed every second of it, and I'm very grateful to be able to do this, and to be able to work and also film these videos at the same time, and just do everything I love and all my hobbies, and be able to show you guys that I do that. And I think we just hit like 64 subscribers, which might not be a lot to a lot of people, but you know what, to me, that's a lot. If you put me in a room and had 64 people staring at me while I filmed this video, or any video on my channel, I would have a major anxiety attack. I couldn't do it. So it's just crazy that many people are just subscribed to this channel, honestly. It makes me very happy, and I love it. Like, it makes me want to keep going, and just know that there are people out there that like this little corner of the internet and do enjoy my videos. And like I say, I appreciate everyone that watches, and yeah, if you want to stick around, feel free. If you want to subscribe, feel free. If you like my content, go ahead. You can always comment down below if you have any suggestions or any feedback, anything, you want to let me know, and it'll be good. We'll go from there. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.